Richard Branson has launched 100 Virgin companies since starting Virgin in 1970. He's the only person to build $8 billion companies in 8 different industries. So because of his success and enthusiasm, I think we all can learn a lot from Sir Richard. One of the greatest lessons we can learn from him is how he treats other members of the Virgin family. A lot of people think that entrepreneurship is just about bringing your ideas, overcoming challenges, and shining through your personality, bringing your products to the market. However, this is not true. Richard Branson has said that almost no one has ever achieved anything worthwhile without the help of others. It's all about connecting and collaborating. So if you're looking forward to following in his footsteps, make sure that you never do the following 8 things. The first is never say you're the boss. In his book, Like a Virgin, Branson states that bossy is a trait that no real leader possesses. Branson believes that bosses simply bark out orders while real leaders organize, motivate, and inspire. And I completely agree with this because I would never want to work for someone who is bossy or snobbish or inconsiderate. Number 2 is don't restrict creative freedom. During an entrepreneur blog post, Richard Branson said that you need to give your people the freedom to be creative, to come up with their own ideas, and to run with them. Well, I think this was an amazing statement. I think this really makes sense because in a way, if you give your employees the chance to be creative, they're going to stay satisfied with their job and therefore be more productive. Not only this, if by any chance they come up with a really cool, creative idea, your company at the end of the day will benefit, and even your brand name that's going to benefit from this. Number 3 is never let a problem or any bad situation escalate. So if you have any issue with your partner or team members, don't let the problem keep on getting bigger. And keep in mind, maybe emails or texts are not always the best way to approach someone if there's any issue. Well, Branson believes that you need to make the time sometimes to make a phone call or to walk over to someone's office if there is a problem that you might think get bigger in the future. Number 4 is to never make anyone feel out of place at work. Well, Branson has frequently stated that you should always create a fun culture and not take things too seriously. This is important because if your employees start feeling out of place or bored, this will negatively affect the productivity. Number 5 is to not point fingers. Well, in 1984, when Virgin Atlantic, it had to take an emergency landing, just like about a minute after it took off because of an engine exploding. Later, Branson's banker comes up to him telling him that he would have to be pulling the funding for the airline. Initially, Branson thought that he should look for someone to blame for the entire debacle. But then, as a leader, he realized that he should be taking charge of the situation and he shouldn't be pointing fingers at others. So eventually, he decided to pay for it and he decided to take responsibility for it. Number 6 is don't back away from a debate. Branson has said that in his 50 years of experience of working with others, he has realized that debates are actually very important for a business to succeed. And I agree with this because debates can be very healthy. You might get to know what someone else thinks that might actually help your business. Sometimes debates are important because you think you're right, but you might not have a good point, and someone else might be having a stronger point that might overall help the organization. So debates can be healthy. You don't have to back away from it. And also, if you think that you're right, you have to stand up for yourself as well. Number 7 is don't be invisible. You will always see Richard Branson out and about. He's not the kind of person who is just sitting behind his desk and not showing himself to public. I think this is very good because it also creates a better image of the company when you know who the owner is, and not just this, it's overall just marketing and advertising for yourself. And in addition to this, if you go out to events, parties, you might actually learn from others as well, in addition to building your brand image. Number 8 is to never burn bridges. Well, I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Maybe you can go to Google Images. There was this time when Richard Branson wore a flight attendant uniform and everyone was laughing about it. Like, why did he do such a thing? In case you don't know why he did that, it was because he lost a bet to his old employee who turned a competitor. So you see, he's very good at still keeping good relationships with people who were once his employees or once in his life. This is very important because you never know when you might need them. You don't have to hate them just because someone gets out of your business or gets away from your life. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this video because I sure learned a lot from Richard Branson. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.